This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot. Good Friday morning. Got a good friend of mine sitting in with us today, the ex-mayor of Cahokia, Gary Carnwell. He's the co-chairman of the Cahokia division of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, and we'll be talking with him momentarily. I gotta say, I'm one pissed off, no-count, low-life son of a bitch, and see, I can be all of those, as we all can. I honestly had a little respect, and you people have to get, if you haven't seen it, Friday's paper, the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, and I had a lot of respect for the Post-Dispatch. Not much for the Belleville News-Democrat, as you all know. There's a photo. It says, "Image of migrant child haunts world." A police officer, this is the caption, a police officer investigates the scene Wednesday before carrying the lifeless body of a young 3-year-old boy. They've got a picture, this no-count, low-life, good-for-nothing St. Louis Post-Dispatch has got a picture, and you got to get it, of a 3-year-old boy. He's laying there dead, people. I was an ex-homicide detective. They never put pictures, even of the crap bums, even of the no-count, low-life son of a bitches that deserve to die, and there's a lot of them out there, black, white, men, women, Democrats and Republicans that deserve to die. Not this 3-year-old boy. You ought to see this, people. And maybe you shouldn't see it, because this just ruined the rest of my year. Not the rest of my day, not the rest of my week. This poor 3-year-old child, is laying there dead, and you can see a picture clear as day, with his face in the water. And they're taking a photo op. Now, when they kill a no-count son of a bitch that kills a policeman in St. Louis, they blow his ass away. They don't take a picture of him laying there all bloody and dead. They didn't take a picture of Michael Brown laying there bloody and dead. You can't believe this. I mean, this sincerely upsets me. And you guys, you got to get, or go online. I'm sure it's online. It won't cost you anything. Page A6 of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. It was a tragic accident. They're trying to get to another country. But to put this in the paper, that lifeless body of a 3-year-old, and you ought to see, it's sickening. Got a little red shirt on, little blue shorts, and laying there with his face, and there's a policeman, I guess, I don't know who the hell it is, overlooking the body. That body would have been taken care of, would have been put in the sheet. But the Post-Dispatch, what a bunch of rotten, no-count, low-life, good-for-nothing. I bet you if it was your 3-year-old son, you son of a bitches, it wouldn't have been in the paper. And that 3-year-old son, he was a son of some migrants. I don't give a damn who he was or what he was. He's a 3-year-old child. And now everybody's going to gawk in the newspaper. This is sickening. I've handled 100 homicides. I handled a case where a guy got his head cut off, a guy named Mr. Wallace. I found part of the head, and we solved the case. That was not as sickening as this is. Not as sickening, this little thread. You got to get it. And maybe we'll talk about it Monday. Or if anybody's seen the paper or gets the paper before the show's over, please give me a call and give me your take. But what a bunch of no count. Low, and I'm not talking about the bums. I'm not talking about the killers or rapists and murderers. I'm just about ready to put them one step up from these ignorant son of a bitch. Though whoever the ignorant son of a bitch was that approved this photograph. This poor 3-year-old boy laying with his face down. Here, Mayor, take a look at that. And it just, now tell me, Gary, maybe you don't even want to respond. But you've had young children. Look at that picture. What the hell? I mean, and I don't want anybody to call in and be politically correct on this. What's that do to you, Gary Cornwell? Seriously.
Yeah, I can't agree with that photograph at all. I mean, it's not very often that you see a picture of a dead person in the paper, and this is a young child. It's pretty repulsive, that somebody would do this. To me, it's for profit, really. It's trying to profit from it, and certain things, people are attracted to, and when it comes to media, but if I were a reporter personally, I wouldn't stoop that low. I don't see myself stooping that low.
No, thank you, Mayor. People, you got to get in, and I'm not playing. I love children. I love animals. Don't much care for people. But when you see this, you're going to say, if you never agreed with me before, please, A6 of the Post-Dispatch. This will be one time that I know you'll agree with me. But I just think that's asinine for what they did. And we're going to take care of our housekeeping. Don't forget, tonight, 7 o'clock p.m., the University of Illinois Fighting Illini football versus Kent State. They'll be playing at Champaign, Illinois. The game starts at 7 p.m. KQQZ, 1190 a.m. is your new home for the Fighting Illini football. Going to be a great season for the Fighting Illini. And it's a great win for KQQZ, 1190 a.m. to pick up the University of Illinois Fighting Illini. It will be broadcast right here tonight, Friday night at 7 o'clock p.m. And Monday, we'll be off celebrating and honoring Labor Day and all our laborers and all our unions for Labor Day. And I want to salute them today because, again, we won't be here Monday. So every union member, I salute you guys. You guys work hard. You work long hours. You make decent money, but you're not politicians. Politicians don't work at all and make 2 or 3 times as much. But, again, I want to salute all the unions for Monday, as we won't be here. And I'm going to have a repeat show, and it's going to be the show last Thursday with the U.S. Attorney, Steve Wyatt Earp Wigington. He will be our guest, so to speak. We will rebroadcast my show from last Thursday. It was a great show. I interviewed a great U.S. attorney, and again, I want to thank Steve Wyatt Earp Wigington for taking the time out last Thursday. So if anybody missed that interview, you can pick it up at 10 o'clock on Monday on a repeat performance. Want to say hi to Laverne and Jim Jones. I just found these in my coat from last week in New Athens. Jim Jones was an Air Force veteran, Vietnam veteran, 21 years in the Air Force, and I want to salute him and say hi to him and his lovely wife, Laverne. Also, Bill Martine. He's a union laborer, 459, and again, all union guys, I want to salute you. You never get the accolades that you deserve. You never have a bridge named after you. You never have a street named after you. You never have anything named after you, but you do all the work. And then these rotten bastard politicians put their buddies' names on it. So, Bill Martine, thank you very much, union labor, for 459. All you guys out at 459, I appreciate you all listening. And John Teetebaugh. Teetebaugh, Teebeebeaugh. He's an operating engineer for Local 520, and he listens every day. So, John, again, thank you very much. We've got the Millstadt Homecoming coming up tomorrow and Sunday, September the 5th and 6th at Liederkranz Park in Millstadt. Labor Day weekend, you guys get out. They're going to have a great time in Millstadt. On Saturday, this Saturday also, mouse races for the American Legion Belleville Post 1937. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Races start at 7. It'll be held at the TR's Place, 4901 Concordia Church Road in Belleville. Any information, you can contact the Senior Vice Commander, Jim Markham, at 558-7006. Harleys for Hounds motorcycle run this Sunday, September the 6th. All the proceeds benefit the Puppy Palace Dog Rescue. The radio station is going to try to make it out. It's going to be at Shady Jack's on North Broadway, right north of the Luminaire Casino, for great cause. Open registrations from 9 to 11:30. Starts at 11:30. Drivers, passenger party, $10. Stay after party, going to have raffles. So a great time this Sunday, September the 6th at Shady Jack's Saloon for a great cause. And the Hog Pit in Grafton, they welcome Harleys for Hounds, a motorcycle run. It'll end up at the Hog Pit. So you guys, if you can get out to either Shady Jack's or the Hog Pit in Grafton, please do. Speaking of the Hog Pit, Patriots Day on September the 12th. They'll be remembering 9/11. They're going to have flag raising. They're going to have prayers, 21-gun salute, live patriotic music, food and drink. Vets are all welcome. That's at the Hog Pit on Sunday, September the 12th. The 10th annual Olivia Schultz Memorial Golf Classic will be held at the Woodland Golf Club, Alton, Illinois. Be held on September the 19th. It's for a great cause. If you have any questions or concerns or would like to get involved, and hopefully you will, you can contact Steve or Debbie Schultz at 618-651-9292. The Quail Club Chicken and Beer Dance, Saturday, September the 19th at the Quail Club, 8303 Concordia Church Road in Belleville. Any questions or concerns, you can contact Dale at 806-9878. Paws in the Park, Bond County's Humane Society's 12th annual Paws in the Park will be held September the 19th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. come rain or shine at Patriot Park in Greenville, Illinois. Going to have a pet parade, pet photos. It all goes to a great cause. If you want to get involved or be concerned, let's see here. You can call Rachel at 618-664-4068. You can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. You can go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com. Common spelling, one word. You can like us, and please do, on Facebook at KQQZ 1190 AM or our sister station at KZQZ 1430 AM. You can also hear my repeat performance every day, Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock p.m., and now broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night, Monday through Friday at the stroke of midnight. I've got all kind of emails. Oh, and I want to say happy 34th wedding anniversary to Devin and Hope Kimmer. Devin and Hope Kimmer, 34 years of wedding bliss. Devin's a friend of ours, a proud member of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. Devin and Hope Kimmer, 34 years of wedding bliss. Congratulations, guys. I hope you have a great 34th and another 34. Well, if you're in love, have another 34. If not, I don't know what to tell you. Larry Johnson from Shiloh, thank you very much for the email. What a great guy. He says he's talking about the change in the Constitution where you can get gerrymandered into a district. The district I may run for, it's 114th state representative district in Illinois. It goes from East St. Louis, they horseshoe it around to part of Cahokia, horseshoe it around the Millstadt, in the Freeburg, over to Shiloh, in the Muscuda, over to part of Lebanon. Now, you know, the people in Lebanon and the people in East St. Louis are all great people, but they have a little bit different wants and desires. But they do this stuff so they can make sure that their state representatives get elected. Now, they did this in the 114th because of the black vote below the hill. But, Eddie, I think if I run against you, the gerbil, I think there's a lot of proud black people that aren't going to vote color anymore. They're going to vote for what's right or wrong. And, Eddie, you are definitely wrong for the people of the 114th state representative district. Let's see, what do we have here? Guys, I really do appreciate Dennis Wagner. Thank you for the very, very nice email, and I agree with what you say. I don't really have time to read it. On this date, I ain't gonna mess with on this date. Hell, nobody wants to hear that crap anyway. Vince Russo, thank you. He says, what a crazy week. Yo, Reaper, what a crazy week it's been. So much going on in the world. The Grim Reaper of the Grim Reaper. I have to thank you for it. I really enjoy the show and the episodes about Bitch Boy. Whoa, bro. That's a real bro. That real bro. I'm changing the lyrics to the Hall & Oates song, Rich Girls to Bitch Girl. You're a bitch boy and you've gone too far. What do you think? Thank you for all the crazy entertainment. Vince Russo, thank you very much. I sincerely appreciate that. Brad D. Grief, thank you very much for your emails. And the last but not least, Terry Boulder. You ought to get your ass back to Port Tampa, Terry. What the hell are you doing in Belleville? But again, thank you for all the emails. We can't get to all of them. East St. Louis, they tell me now that Ken Bug Watts, you know Ken Bug Watts, he called in and we argued a little bit. He's an ignorant, stupid son of a bitch. He really is. He's been hired. Now they fired or laid off 15, 18 firemen and 8 or 10 policemen down in East St. Louis last night. But they hired Ken Bug Watts. And I want to apologize to all the bugs because the bugs probably aren't his name. Maybe he's a stink bug. Ken Stink Bug Watts down in East St. Louis. He's on the clean team. Now, how the hell hey, Parks, you idiot. I'm going to have to come up with a different name than Sugar Britches. But Parks, how the hell can you lay off policemen and firemen that's going to hurt everyone in that city of East St. Louis, and you're going to hire Ken Bug Stink Bug Watts and 4 other people for their clean team? Just so happens, people, guess what? You'll never guess this in a million years. Ken Bug Stink Bug Watts got a job, and guess what? He just happens to be one of the big committeemen in East St. Louis. Do you see the correlation there, people? And I know you do. If you can get those bastards down there, Alonzo Greenwood, Charlie Powell, Alvin Parks, if you can get those son of a bitches enough votes, you're going to get a job. You don't need any qualifications. You just need to get votes. And what the hell? I gotta read this. Dennis Kaufman from Belleville. Is there any sheep or goats in your backyard? I'd just like to know. Are you related to any sheep or goats? He writes this. He must be one of Rick Stone's coroners that gets to carry a gun. The sheriff is the only person who hands out subpoenas. If the sheriff's gone, then the coroner can hand them out. So someone with a grudge decided to make a case out of the Rick Stone situation. I guess he's talking about me. And I did make a case because it is a case. It's a criminal case, you idiot. So he said things got messy. And, I mean, he just rambles on. In order for the state's attorney to arrest the sheriff, he has to contact Rick Stone, who is the coroner. The only person that has a power, and that's not true anymore, this idiot. So to end this mess, that Rick Stone served the papers, got the money, put an affidavit that he served the papers when he admitted he didn't have a license. So this Dennis Kaufman, and Dennis, if you're listening, you idiot, if you're smart enough to dial my number, call me at 394-1190. I'm going to give you my psychiatrist's number. But in the end, he says, so to end this mess, Rick Stone took the bullet, hoping to save everyone involved. What the hell are you talking about, you idiot? Stay away from them sheeps and them goats, you stupid son of a bitch. So to end the mess that Rick Stone created by serving papers, using our county car, using our county gas, I believe he should be charged as criminal. And Brendan Kelly knows that. But this idiot Dennis Kaufman, so to end the mess, Rick Stone took the bullet, hoping to save everyone involved. Hey, I know Rick Stone 50 years. That sumbitch wouldn't take a bullet for anybody, the rotten bastard. He's the scapegoat, so to speak. So, there you go. There's a goat. There's the goat. He's the scapegoat, so to speak. No one wants to dig up a dead sheriff. So what is the paper after to bring all this up again? Hey, what it's after, Dennis Kaufman, is justice. What it's after is getting rid of these rotten bastard politicians in this culture of corruption. So, you know what? You must be brain dead, Dennis Kaufman. You probably got your head so far up Stone's ass, cut off the air circulation. What's stupid? I mean, when people are that stupid, I don't think you can be, well, maybe you can. Maybe you can be that stupid. And speaking of stupid, Brendan Kelly. I don't understand you. In the paper today, in the Belleville Slimocrat, state trooper compared to proctologist with a badge. Now, you remember the case. These two troopers stopped this black suspect, suspected of allegedly selling cocaine, transporting cocaine. They get him down on 9th, I believe 9th and Lynch in East St. Louis, and I've been down at 9th and Lynch, and I'll tell you what, it's not a lit up area, and it's not a safe area. Anyway, this trooper stops this guy, and it says that the guy pulled his pants down and exposed his buttocks, and the trooper eventually examined the buttocks with a flashlight and the testicles. Man, that'd be hard to do. Prosecutors said that this trooper was a bully with a badge who conducted a ghost stop. That this trooper, this Jim Piper, this prosecutor, said this trooper had gone rogue. These guys might as well put this in a movie. Sounds more like a movie. And behaved like a proctologist with a badge when he searched for drugs and weapons. Alberson, that's the trooper. Now get this. This is what the state's attorney has said. He says whenever Alberson searched for the drugs and weapons, and this is the state's attorney, that Alberson, the trooper, was convinced he'd find. Well, if you actually think, state's attorney, that this trooper thought there was drugs on him, why the hell aren't you on the trooper side? Why aren't you on the trooper side? Now, they're going to take a bum. Now, you people understand, it's 3, 4, whatever time in the morning. These troopers got information that this guy was allegedly transporting cocaine, and they stopped him and searched him. It shows, in a video, it shows that this Alberson shining the flashlight down Campbell's, that's the defendant, down Campbell's pants as Campbell holds up his jacket. Now, if this trooper would have taken that flashlight and shoved it up his ass, I would have understood. Being a proctologist, you got to be out there and have to walk the walk of these troopers. You have to walk in their shoes, people. And not just the troopers, all policemen. It's dark down there. It's dangerous down there. People getting killed all the time. Now, Terry Delaney, who's not my favorite person, he's a former state trooper and a U.S. Marshal, former Belleville police chief, testified that he reviewed the video and he saw nothing wrong with it. Nothing about it excites me or amazes me, Delaney said. So, Delaney, I have to salute you. For at least doing what you thought was right. And I just can't believe that we're taking the time, the money, to come after this trooper. Now, this trooper may not be perfect. Someone said he had problems before. But you can't go on a witch hunt. And I believe that's what, hey, Brendan Kelly, take care of Rick Stone. These guys will eat their own. They'll take care and put the troopers on trial. They'll put policemen on trial. The chief down in New Athens, who was using an iPad that he had got out of evidence. He had signed it out. He wasn't trying to steal it. He gets convicted of a felony. They're trying to put a felony on this trooper. And it's unbelievable how these politicians, and Brendan Kelly is a politician, how these politicians will come after whoever they want, whenever they want, instead of coming out against the criminals. People, you have to understand, it's not going to get better. And I preach this day in and day out. We can't sit down like we have in the past. We can't shut up like we've done in the past. We have to fight these son of a bitches. And again, I'm not trying to be melodramatic. They're going to beat us down. When I say us, the decent citizens of St. Clair County and all throughout this state, they're going to beat us down. They're going to beat us up until we stand up for what we believe in, until we all unite. And you hear me day in and day out, we have to unite. And if we all come together, people, we can stop. We can stop this culture of corruption. If not, we're just going to have to live in this godforsaken county that we call St. Clair. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom. and proud to be your First Amendment and all-American station, Radical Radio, and we stand tall as the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot. Hey, we've got a caller. Let's go ahead. This is Chief Frank Moore from the great little village of Caseyville. Chief Moore, how the heck you doing, sir?
I'm good. How you doing, Bob?
Fine. Hey, you called a little bit earlier. What the hell's going on in Caseyville that we need to know about?
Well, this morning, the guy showed up for work this morning and found a bunch of blue ribbons tied around utility poles and different signs and that, and signs up in front of the police department, and we've been out and seen some more around town. Comments like, we support the police, we got your back, or we got your six, thank you for your service. And that all this crap that's going on with all the rhetoric against the police out there, that gets a lot of attention. But there's a huge silent majority out there that I can tell you that as a cop I definitely appreciate.
Well, Chief, I'll tell you, it's got to be probably coming from the people in Caseyville. So what that tells me, I know you. I know what the good job that you've done in Caseyville. I think that's a reflection of how much they respect you, your leadership, and all the police officers in Caseyville. So I would take that as a major compliment, Chief.
Well, I do, and I'll tell you what, it's easy to look good, Bob, when you got good guys working for you. That's what it comes down to.
See, that's a true leader. You hear what Frank Moore, the chief, said? It's good to look good when you got good guys working for you. So, hey, all you Caseyville police officers, you ought to be thankful you've got a leader like Chief Moore who puts you guys out there on front and give you guys the credit. That doesn't happen a lot. Chief Moore, I tell you what, you've done a great job since you've been appointed the chief a couple years ago. I know you'll continue to do a job, but at the end of the day, in Caseyville, we don't hear a lot going on. So apparently, the people are getting along fairly well in the town of Caseyville.
Well, there's always work to do, but I can tell you, I'm very happy with the activities the guys are out there producing. You come to Caseyville and you mess up, expect handcuffs. That's it. But you come to Caseyville and you need just regular police assistance, the guys are going to be there for you, and that's what they all raise their right hand to say. I'm here for.
Chief Frank Moore, Caseyville, Illinois. Keep up the great work, Chief. If you need anything our way, give us a call. Great little village of Caseyville. But all you people in these smaller towns, or even Belleville, the bigger towns, what a great gesture to go out and put up blue ribbons around the telephone poles and the trees to let everybody know that we respect and admire our not our bums with badges, and there's some out there. I ran into one yesterday, but our professional police department. And I honestly, the last time they had a little situation, they called the radio station. We went over there for a rally. There was only 20, 30 people. And it was on a Thursday afternoon at 5 o'clock. That makes it appear as though nobody appreciates and supports law enforcement. I may try sometime in October. And if anybody's interested in helping the radio station, please give me a call at 1-888-394-1430 on the east side, 394-1190. I'd like to get some corporate sponsors. I'd like to go to some place like Forest Park on a weekend, and I'd like to have some booths up, have some vendors, have barbecue. I'd like to get everybody that's in accord and believes in our professional law enforcement community to come out with their family, their friends. I'll bet you we could get 20, 30,000 people, because people appreciate law enforcement. Sometimes they don't like law enforcement, but they always do appreciate it. So, and again, you guys, let's put some blue ribbons out for people. I'm going to put a blue ribbon out here on my radio station wall until Mayor Pussy Boy Maximus Vaginas Eckert tells me that I need a sign permit. Then I'll tell him, kiss my ass, give me a ticket. Sitting in with me is a good friend, just walked in also, Ed Cockrell. He's a proud member of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. He's a county board member from New Athens and the New Athens Township Supervisor. I'm sitting here with him and ex-mayor Gary Carnwell from the nice village of Cahokia when he was mayor to the not-so-nice village now. But, guys, you guys are both members of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. I know you guys are out preaching the word. But, Ed, what do you think? 2016, do you think it's time for a change?
Well, it's time for a positive change, Bob. I think we've seen everything backslide and go the wrong direction for many, many years. You could tell that when I tried to get the Pledge of Allegiance said at some county meetings the other night.
Did you see, Ed? And I know you're a good guy. I'm not. Kern said, you were the one, you and Frank Legenstein, the one that brought this to the forefront, and this ignorant bastard's going to jump out on Front Street. That's not Ed Cockrell calling him an ignorant bastard. Yeah. That's Bob Romanik. But, Ed, I want to salute you and Frank Legenstein for getting that through.
Yeah, Mark Kern and one of his right-hand man, Roy Mosley Jr., surely showed their short-sightedness, I think. They showed a lot of other stuff, too. But anyway, Bob, we've got to take our county back. It has gotten to the point that it's just absolutely ridiculous. If it's not, Mark Kern and Kern County's idea, or one of his bobbleheaded Kool-Aid drinkers, that nothing happens. So that's okay. We're going to continue with this fight. I mean, and nothing worth fighting for is easy. So we're going to make it that way, and we're going to be with the Freedom Coalition and their people, and we're going to be rocking and rolling all over the county and getting the message out to fight the good fight and do what's right. Short of that, I don't know what we can do, Bob.
Yeah, we've got sitting with this Mayor Gary Carnwell, again, the ex-mayor of Cahokia, Illinois, and their group in Cahokia, I'll tell you, Ed, they have stuck strong. And if we can keep that support going on in Cahokia, not only can we win in St. Clair County. What do we got here, Fox? We got a conversation going in our conversation? Man, I tell you, But anyway, Gary Carnwell, ex-mayor of Cahokia, co-chair of the Cahokia division of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. I got to tell you, I want to salute you guys have stood strong. You're still fighting. Usually after the election, people lick their wounds and move on. You guys licked your wounds. There were a few wounds, but you stood tall, and you're still, even though you're not the mayor of Cahokia, you're still out there fighting day and night for the good people of Cahokia.
Yeah, and there's been a public outcry in Cahokia since the election took place. I think some people took some things for granted. They thought that we were going to do better. They didn't understand the consequences of what can happen with vote fraud and absentee ballots, and that came back to bite us in a big way. And so there's a lot of public concern going on right now. There's an organization that's came basically out of the woodwork, Help Save Cahokia. It's all over Facebook. It's got a lot of members, a lot of hits, a lot of likes, and a lot of people are involved with this, and they're active in the community at a high level right now. They're pointing out some things that are being done wrong by the administration, and I agree 100%, because those things need to be exposed. They need to do this in the sunshine and expose it so it can't be done in darkness and nobody know about it. So they're doing a great job with that. And this administration that's doing some very questionable things right now, they're going to pay the price for that, and there's a lot of people on board. They're concerned with what's happening, not only in Cahokia, but in all of St. Clair County. They're really starting to get it. They're on board with the coalition. It's coming on strong. This radio show helps out a lot with that to get the word out. And now it's getting very close to time to hit the street, and we're prepared to do that.
Gary, I don't know if you can even speak on this, but there were 5 or 6 employees, union employees in Cahokia that God Sprague, that Curtis McCall Jr. and Curtis McCall Sr. is always in the mix. They illegally laid them off. They haven't fired them. They've laid them off, and then they've hired directors of this, directors of that. and I don't know what your take is on it, but I know every election the Democrats say we need union support. The unions primarily are supportive of the Democrats. But I would ask all you proud union members, how the hell can you be supportive of the political arm in St. Clair County, the Democratic political arm, when number one, there's no union shop anywhere at the St. Clair County Courthouse, and number two, God Sprague, who was a city attorney in Cahokia, didn't stop Curtis McCall from illegally laying off 6 or 7 or 8 some of your union brothers and sisters. They went ahead and went through with it, but now come 2016, you'll see God Sprague. You'll see him Labor Day. You'll see him on Monday. Stone, who when he had his house built in Smithton, used scab labor. All the carpenters hate him. But how the hell can people be behind the Democratic culture of corruption when they don't do anything? You know what, you union guys, they treat you like they treat the blacks down below the hill. They'll come and ask for your support, and after you give it to them, you don't see them again. But Gary, can you speak on that or not?
Yes, I can. I'll be careful with it, but they seem to be under the false impression. This new board and this new mayor, they seem to be under the false impression that if they can push it through the board, that makes it legal. What they don't understand is that it doesn't matter if you have the board in your pocket or not. You cannot do illegal things. And the moves that they made with the termination of these union employees, they broke every rule. They broke village policy. They broke the union contract. They broke state law. They broke federal laws on these folks. It's not okay what they did. And just because they have the votes in their pocket on the Board of Trustees, I want the board to understand you cannot take illegal action. You cannot approve for somebody to rob a bank, and that makes it okay. No more than you can approve for these illegal firings.
You know, and also, Gary, they've disrespected every union member. 520, they ought to be up in arms. 520 ought to be up in arms because what Curtis McCall did, and he wants the union support when he gets elected. What Bob Sprague did, and he wants the union support when he gets elected, they slapped him in the face.
That's right. And, you know, the thing to do right now is go to arbitration. Get an outside person from outside of this area to come down and take a look at this information, all the particulars of this, and they will make a fair ruling. And then let's move on. Let's get these folks their jobs back.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break, but before we do, Ed Cockrell, they tell me, and I've got this from good sources, that there's a Draft Ed campaign going on, and I know you've heard about it. And let me tell you, Ed, you're one of the few people that will give out your number for anybody in St. Clair County, not just in your county board district, not just in your township supervisor district, but Ed, I would hope, and you are my friend and you are a true American, I would hope if the people come together and ask you to run for county office, I would hope that you would be there, and I'm serious.
Well, thank you, Bob, and I'm quite humbled and honored, and I've been getting quite a few calls.
I know you have.
Not just about tax bills and tax hearings that are coming up, but, I've got some family things I need to take care of if I'm going to run for anything countywide, and trying to, get through those and see what we can do. But I appreciate it. Mayor Cornwell, thank you for all you're doing. I was up here last time I was in here, the gal that they did away with the food pantry on, and Jerry Nichols and all those guys.
They're fighting the fight.
I mean, my heart just goes out to those people. I mean, them McCalls and that bunch down there, that's sad. That's sad.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of things on almost a daily basis down there that the public doesn't agree with. They've shut down the pantry. They closed down the nutrition center, which is a senior activity center. They got rid of the Meals on Wheels. We were feeding 40 to 50 people, delivering meals to their homes that were confined to their homes, and they need those programs. They've gotten rid of the workforce, and they've hired a bunch of department heads that really are prohibited by contract from actually doing that union work. So they're getting less done, but
and
paying a lot more.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick break, but I did hear that the McCalls are getting ready in the next few weeks to do something good. They're thinking about opening up the swimming pool at the end of September. So we want to thank them for that. We'll be back right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio at its finest. And we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. I'm sitting here with two proud members of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, Ed Cockrell and Gary Carnwell. And Ed, we talked a little bit ago about you and Frank Liggenstein bringing forth that any place that has to do with the county would have the Pledge of Allegiance. And then Kern, Mark Sweetcakes Kern, throws his name out there. But what I really liked what you said Cockrell said, waiting to make sure flags were physically in place wasn't necessary. I salute you for that, because if somebody's a religious person, he doesn't need a church to pray in.
Right. I think protocol, if you look, and it's been a while since I looked at that, Bob, in case there's places where flags are not allowed to be flown in foreign countries, or in some areas of where our military are serving, or our employees of the federal government, or people, I think protocol calls for you to face the east and play the pledge to the flag if there's no flag present. But I'm not,
who cares about where
you can get into all the idiosyncrasies and everything and all that kind of stuff. I really don't care. Yeah. Let's just say the pledge to the flag.
Yeah,
let's just say the pledge to the flag. Stand up,
put your hand on your heart, take your hat off. I don't give a damn if you're in a cesspool. If you want to honor this great country, you can be in a cesspool and honor it. Right, Mayor Carnwell?
Exactly right. And we opened every one of board meetings under me with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you can't say the Pledge of Allegiance to demonstrate that your heart is in the right place and that you are going to abide by the laws of this country and respect what this country is all about, then you shouldn't be in office.
Sounds good to me. Listen,
Here.
We've got Ed Cockrell, county board member. And Ed, if you run for office and you be one of the few that's going to sacrifice something to put something on the line, like Biden, and I don't care about him one way or the other, but he can still run for senator and run for president. I don't know how the hell they get away with that, but that's okay. If the people want to draft you, and I know they're trying to, and I hope you will run for a county office, you'll have to give up your county board seat, won't you?
Yeah, that's up for election next time. And Bob, it's not about what I do. It's about what I do for the people. It's not about Ed Cockrell. It's not self-serving. I'm not going to make sure that, that I have this safety net at the taxpayer's expense or anything like that. If the people are going to sacrifice and pay their hard-earned money in taxes and need representation, I'm going to go out there and give it to them.
Very well said. Listen, we're going to have to go. We're running out of time. Monday, my repeat guest will be the United States Attorney for the Southern District of Illinois, Steve Widerup-Wigington. I interviewed him last Thursday. We won't be here Monday. We'll be celebrating, like everybody else, Labor Day. And let's remember, Labor Day is not just a day off, day to go out and get drunk and eat barbecue. Let's remember our great workforce of this United States of America. They're the ones that have built the bridges. They're the ones that have built the buildings. They're the ones that have made this country great. They're the ones out there sweating every day, getting killed on the job, getting their legs broke, their fingers broke in every trade. Let's think about them. But here's what's going to happen, people. Labor Day parades, every no-count, low-life, good-for-nothing, son of a bitchin' politician is going to be out leading the parade. And in St. Clair County, you'll see all the unions. You'll see Stone sucking that oxygen and maybe something else. You'll see Kern. You'll see all these rotten bastards out there leading the parade. Just remember, union people, we respect you. The politicians don't. Let's get rid of these son of a bitches once and for all. It's got to get done. Football tonight, right here. We're the new home for the Fighting Illini. here at 7 o'clock tonight, right here on the KQQZ 1190 AM Sports Network. And last but not least, and I want to say this again, you rotten, no-count, good-for-nothing, sleazy, greasy son of a bitches in both the Associated Press and the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. People, no, don't go. Don't go and get a paper and look at page A6, because like me, this will ruin your whole weekend. This poor little 3-year-old child laying there. Yeah, I didn't want to go there. But you no-count rotten bastards, if that was your son, that was your daughter, I'll bet you it wouldn't be printed in the paper. We kill these no-good, no-count crap bums, these criminals, every day that deserve it. They put a barricade, a yellow barricade around it. You can't see the picture, but we're going to see a picture of a 3-year-old defenseless little boy that's drowned, that is face down on a beach, and people are taking pictures, and then they put the picture. The guy that took the picture is bad enough, but for the Associated Press and the St. Louis Post-Dispatch to print it, see, crap like this really pisses me off. It really does. So I hope you guys have a rotten weekend. Hope you have a rotten year. And I hope you have a rotten life, you no-count rotten bastards, for what you did and what you printed in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. And I've lost all respect for you bastards at the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. We got to go. We'll see you on Tuesday. This is Bob Romanik. Grim Reaper of Radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are proud to be the Patriot. I'm going to forego my usual close, but I do get a picture on page A6 of the Post-Dispatch. Poor little child. And I want to say, I just hope that he will rest in peace.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
The Patriot.
Your First Amendment and All-American Station. A division of Insane Broadcasting. Renegade Radio.
KQQZ, St. Louis.